Good morning, everyone, and welcome to beautiful Belmont Park. A cloudy autumn day here in the Big Apple. Temperatures in the low 70s. Main track is fast. Turf courses are listed as firm. And we have a jackpot carryover in today's Empire 6 that begins in race 5 of $132,301. Here are the changes for today's races. Race 1 begins the early pick 5. No changes in the opener. Early pick 4 begins in race number 2, the scratches. Take out the main track only runners, the number 7, open lengths, and the 11, tackle. Scratch 7 and 11 from race number 2. No changes in race 3. And no changes in race 4. If you'll turn to the 5th. And again, that Empire 6 begins here over $132,000 carryover. The number 5, Tom's Choice, wears a hood again. Hood again on the 5. And you can scratch the number 8, Vodka Lemonade, and the 13, Flipping Fun. Scratch the 8 and 13 out of race number 5. Late pick 5 begins in race 6. No changes. The late pick 4 as well as the cross-country pick 5 begin in race 7. Scratch the number 8, Absentee. Race 7, scratch the 8, Absentee. Race number 8 is the 33rd running of the Noble Damsel, a grade 3 for $100,000. Scratch the main track only runner, the number 8, another broad. Scratch the 8, another broad out of race 8, the Noble Damsel. Race 9 is the 81st running of the Vosburg. It's a win and you're in for the Breeders' Cup Sprint. Scratch the number 3, Stand the Man. Take out the number 3, Stand the Man in race 9, the Vosburg. And these changes in the finale, race number 10, scratch the number 1, Painter's Prize. Make the rider on the number 5, My Amangina, Jose Lascano. Jose Lascano on the 5. Scratch the number 7, Cataract. The number 12, Diane's Impossible, is 1 pound over. Scratch the 13, Macklemore Avenue. And the 15, Royal Suspect. Again in race 10, scratch 1, 7, 13, 15, and put Jose Lascano on the number 5, My Amangina. Fast and firm here at Belmont Park. First post set for 1 o'clock. There's that carryover in the Empire 6, over $132,000. And coming up next on this sensational Saturday at Belmont is Talking Horses, presented by Saratoga Water. I'll be joined by the one and only Andy Serling.
For almost 150 years, the Saratoga name has been synonymous with the finest quality, sustainably sourced spring water available anywhere. Saratoga carries on the rich tradition of its forefathers by crafting each stunning blue glass bottle with the same attention to detail and care that has been its hallmark for generations. Visit SaratogaSpringwater.com today or ask for us by name at your local market or restaurant. Saratoga Spring Water. Make every day exquisite.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Talking Horses, presented by Saratoga Water. You know him. He's the guy who did the changes. Thought you did a fine job. I thought you improved, and no mistakes like yesterday. Did I miss something?
There was a mistake.
Was there?
I said I went to see 3-3 for the Noble Damsel instead of 33rd, and I don't know why. My brain just froze.
Okay. A minus. A minus?
A minus.
Not bad.
Strive for perfection. I will point out my own mistakes.
You're a great man. How are you today?
We do. I'm good. Ready to roll. Fun weekend. You know, I love the Vosburg. My girl Viadera is running back in the Noble Damsel, so I'm looking forward to this. I got a long day today, and for the first time in a while, I think I have a longer day than you. Why? Covering the Women You're In action on HRRN tonight from 6:30 to 8:30.
Oh, I'm saying.
So we have the Awesome Again. We have the Rodeo Drive, the Awesome Again. The John Henry's not a Women You're In race, but United's in there and he figures to be a player in the turf. And then, of course, the Awesome Again.
He does figure to be a player in what could be the most disastrous Breeders' Cup turf in the history. The one in 2010, the year that Blame won the Breeders' Cup Classic.
2010, 10 years ago.
That was a disaster.
I
did well
that
in
was
there.
10 years ago.
Yeah, I did well in there, but that was a terrible.
I had a good day.
Yeah, I didn't do well in the day. I did well in with the Brian Meehan won that race, with some moderate Group 3 European.
Brian Meehan.
Brian Meehan, who trained for my friend Pete Minikis, who bought by the sport over here and won the
Master David
Gazelle
over here as well before he went to Frankel.
Before he went to Frankel, yeah. Well, for Pete.
I can't remember who won that race.
Is it Ultimate something or?
So, you know what it is? I don't know if you find this.
The horse that got go ahead. The Juddmonte horse got hurt. Workforce. Workforce.
Yes.
Yeah. He would have won by 100.
When you have races, signature races like the Zenyatta Blame Stretch Duel, I kind of forget some of the other races on the card. Like, that's literally the only thing I remember from that 2010 Breeders' Cup, other than where I was up at Mohegan Sun, was Zenyatta and Blame. I don't remember the rest of it.
What I remember is because I'm an idiot, and I bet a big Blame fly down exacta. I'm too stupid to bet tries.
You finished third or fourth?
Third.
He just beat Looking at Lucky?
Yeah, exactly. Very good.
I know they were third and fourth. I didn't remember which position they finished.
I'm going to go home and watch. I figured because I'm so excited, I've got movies from the film festival on my TV. Saw a good movie last night, a documentary about Martin Luther King and the FBI and about J. Edgar Hoover, sort of following.
I went
Very
to
good documentary.
went to dinner with the little A, Acacia Courtney, last night.
Nice. Not as good as the documentary. Nomadland.
I'm going to go the other way on that.
You're wrong. That movie's excellent.
You want to put a Twitter poll up on that?
I highly recommend. No, I highly recommend the documentary.
A movie, any movie or Dinner with Acacia. I'm going to say Dinner with Acacia goes 93.7.
Martin Luther King documentary is going to eclipse just about anything. And I'm going to say Nomadland tonight, which is from the same director who made The Rider. Did you see The Rider?
No.
You're a horse guy. How'd you not see The Rider? Rider's
haven't
great.
seen it.
People have seen The Rider. The Rider's great. Anyway, you're
My attention span for television and movies has gotten worse. I know it's usually the other way around.
Culturally challenged. Race number 1.
Culturally challenged.
We'll take a look at Control Group winning 2 back. Oh, jeez. Got so distracted. Thank you, Steve. We will match up to $200 of your initial deposit. Become a member of NYRA Support racing in New York. Join NYRA. Once you've joined NYRA and you are taking care of racing in New York, doing your part, we will offer a win bet bonus. If you hit a $2,500 win bet or higher, of course, on the Noble Damsel today, it's the 8th race, we will give you a $20 bonus. My early suggestion, don't bet any Anthony's top 3 choices. Also, cross-country pick 5, all at Churchill and Belmont, all will be on the
America's Day at the races.
Thank you for that. Yeah, races 7, 8, 9 here, races 8 and 9, 3 graded stakes, ACAC, big field at 12.
It's like a true hopscotch today, too. About an hour and 10 minutes this thing wraps up. I like these sequences.
I do.
Like this.
I like it as well. I've actually looked at all those races.
Me too.
All right, let's get to work. Race number 1, we'll go right to the replay of Control Group, who you've put on top. You're going to just blame the wet track for his horrible performance, 2 back?
Yes, last out. I'm just going to blame it. And here he is, 2 back, getting the job done up at Saratoga. Now, the issue with him, for me, has always been the 1-turn, 2-turn argument. He, to me, is just better around 2 turns. But, no. Orlando Noda took the source 3 back. He won. He got caught in the wet track. You and I have talked about this multiple times about how, and you correctly pointed out, I still forgot the name of the horse from Linda Rice that went to South Korea.
Dangerous Midge was the horse, by the way.
Dangerous Midge, okay.
That's the horse in the booth.
That's not the horse I'm talking about. The New York bred that went to Korea.
The short version is that sometimes horses get older, they don't like wet tracks. Here's my problem with Control Group, twofold. This is one of the most ridiculous explosions of the Noda run. This horse running a 90 buyer that day, stalking a fast pace. Number 1. Number 2, okay, I got you on the wet track excuse, and I don't totally disagree. There is a distinct possibility that the wet track can contribute to it. He's not going to, in my opinion, he's not going to be the second choice like David has him in the line. He will be. David's got him third choice in the line. There's about as much chance he'll be third choice in this race, right, as I start dunking basketballs off the top of my head. Silly.
You were that close.
It's just silly. He's likely to be favored in here. I don't like the drop down. That's what I don't like.
Well,
I know, but I don't care. This horse won for 40 up in Saratoga in the optional claiming race. Don't forget a race he can continue to run in.
Right.
And
that's a good point because you can run in those races all fall and winter long. I mean, you get claimed, but you can run in those races. You can just keep jamming them in for the 40. It's a little bit of a concern, but I also feel like, he's 6 years old now. He obviously has his quirks. I'll tell you what, you look at his form, doesn't he lose a little value if we're right and he just can't handle the wet track anymore? Maybe that's why you're dropping him, because he loses a little inherent value with the wet track.
I put him second. I know he'll be favored. I'm not running and making big stands against Noda horses because they run better than they're supposed to run too frequently. Having said that, I don't particularly love him here. I don't particularly trust the Big Fundamental either. He was scratched. Was he scratched the last day of the meet or
last weekend? I thought, yeah.
And that was when Todd and Chad were, before Todd had sort of opened up. Don't like that scratch. Don't know if it was a vet scratch. What the reason was? The horse is back running for 20.
But we saw Bill Tassout was in for 40 yesterday. Was in for 40 that day.
Did Todd Pletcher train him?
No. What I'm saying is, you mentioned Todd and Chad. Maybe these horses were in with some attempts to try to win the title.
Really?
And now,
really? Did you see Bill Tassout yesterday?
That's my point.
No, he's there. There he is.
My point to you
My point to you is that he was entered and he was scratched, and that's all that matters to me. I don't think he was entered because of the title, because I said to you, it was before Todd had sort of wrapped the title up.
Okay.
I don't like that. He can win. I don't trust him.
Well, he's got 2 year plus layoffs on his card,
I know
too,
he was running. So I'm going to go to the horse Heavy Roller that was against the track last time. He was 3 wide against a gold rail. So to me, he's the obvious use. I don't trust the 2 and 3. I don't see how any of the others win this race. So I'm going to take him, unless you want Flowers for Lisa to wire the field. Now, we did see a good rail yesterday. Whether or not that's good. What's going on there? Whether or not that's going to continue.
I don't even know what that is.
I don't know either. It's a little scary.
But it's creepy with the view through the open door.
It is creepy, yeah. I thought we've been seeing Jonathan Kinchin's
I'd rather
house.
turn it off.
It's a little unnerving.
I don't like looking at stuff like that. That stuff freaks me out.
Anyhow, I'm going to try the horse that was against the track last time. I don't love the race he's coming out of. The horse that ran 1-2 did no running here the other day, but they were both down the inside. This horse was against the track.
Yep.
I like Heavy Roller. You like Control Group. Race number 2. I think the first thing to talk about in race number 2 is horses stretching out. We'll take a look at Silver Token running second and Advanced Strategy running fourth at 5.5 furlongs, and then we'll show you a stat for Horatio de Paz. I know these horses, probably in talent, are the 2 best horses in the race. I don't believe they're going to be the 2 best horses going a mile and a 16th on the inner.
That's fair enough. Look, this Silver Token, this was a good race for Silver Token. I don't know what happened last time. I don't really have an excuse for last time. I don't know if you do.
Silver Token?
Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah, he was just bad last time. This is not good. This is not good at all.
Well, he doesn't have good numbers in stretch out. With maidens, he's 1 for 13. So I'm not inclined to. And Linda was running this horse specifically in sprints. He's taking a shot because he ran badly last time.
They also
I
started
don't
this
want
horse out for a tag, which I think, tag
But
7
he's
starts.
been running in maiden specials lately. So
I know.
what's the difference?
Tag 7 starts. He never stretched out. So yeah, maybe you're right.
I don't want these horses in the stretch out. You have to bet a Coach Equa back because you bet the horse last time.
I got to give a Coach Equa one shot on the turf. Half the Broken Borders won over 300,000 on the turf. Won 6 races. First time out on the dirt. I thought the horse was wide on debut. My man John Ashfield told me. My man John Ashfield told me to give this horse a long look back.
John
on the
Atfield
turf.
is the
assistant
trainer to Kelly Breen.
Yeah, so.
Does have a terrible post in this race. I've got him third. I know the pedigree's there. I still don't like horses that made their debut at 4, but he definitely has some pedigree in here. I like the 1 and 3. I wasn't really sure which one I should pick. This is in no way a criticism of Charlie Marquez, who had a nice ride yesterday to win, but he doesn't have any experience on the inner turf going a mile and a 16th. And given it is probably as tricky a race and distance on a course to ride as you could find in this country, I didn't feel like putting this horse in top. Now, having said that, and risking incurring the wrath, I didn't love the ride he got last time. I thought he probably could have been second there to the runaway Todd Pletcher first-time starter. You can't really tell looking at the running line, but he made that slingshot move basically into second coming into the stretch. This horse ran very well first time out. I think he makes sense. But, I think Jade's Dream ran well last time. He was forcing the pace down the inside the whole way. I don't think the pace is going to be as sharp today. Draws towards the inside with Manny Franco, and I think Jade's Dream ran very well. Really improved in the turf quite a bit. That was a pretty aggressive pace in there.
Did we both think that Kaz's Beach was going to be a little more aggressively ridden last time out?
I did, but that doesn't. I don't. It doesn't.
No,
I don't know that. He's only 3 lengths off the quarter of the mile race. I'm not. What we thought and what happened are 2 different things. I'm just going on what happened in the race. It's not like the horse had showed speed, though the pace was much faster first time out. We'll see. I'm going to use the 1 and 3 here and a little bit of your 10 based on the pedigree. This is a tricky race. You've got the Golden Door stretching out. I thought this horse, after breaking the length absolutely, actually ran okay in there. David Donk's stretch-out numbers are not particularly strong. He's 1 for 12 doing it second time out, but I won't be shocked if that horse runs better. I just wanted to go with a couple horses I thought ran well. I know that Tercero is a half to a turf winner, but that horse was an Artie Schiller. And I feel as though Bill Mott's giving up awfully quickly on Tercero, running him on the turf. What are wrong with his dirt races?
Nothing.
Does he figure he could run him on dirt all winter?
And last time out, last time out was the first start off of an 8-month break.
He's run well in a lot of races.
2 times Bill ran him from Georgia Bray, who was on sloppy tracks. He got him on a fast track for the first time last time. And look, he could have just needed a race. Yeah, I don't know about him stretching out. Like you said, there was more turf influence with the half on the sire side.
Race number 3. Race number 3 gave me a gigantic headache. I have absolutely no idea in this race. We'll take a look at the horse to beat, and that's the 5 Leah Marie. And I'm going to say, based on her speed figure, she runs her last race, stretching out another furlong, and she's probably going to win this race.
Yeah, I really did not like what I saw from the runners so far in here. So I put a couple of firsts on top. But yeah, if she
what's wrong with her last race?
If she runs this race, she'll win. She should win, unless one of the firsters can really fire a big shot first time out. I don't know if I trusted her to run this race again, though.
Okay. I'm going to try Jouster to wire the field from down the inside.
20 days.
Yeah, I'm going to try Jouster to wire the field from the inside. Super sloppy track last time, lost to a Tom Amos horse that had experience. I'll try her to wire the field. I don't have a strong opinion in here. I'll say something on suspended campaign. I'll show you an interesting Chad Brown stat I found. I was surprised by this, and I think you're surprised by it too. Second time starting 2-year-old maiden stretching out. Not particularly strong numbers.
No.
She did run greenly in there, and obviously she didn't have her act together. That was a slow race. The second place finisher did run 6 points faster when she came back in her next start. I won't be shocked she runs better. Obviously, I'm hoping she runs better, but I'm a little skeptical of this horse.
4-horse field, just beat one home, a little green. You're hoping that the distance is going to help her cause, but that stat doesn't really encourage her that much.
Yeah.
I went to American West, first fall out of attempted winner. This filly was 2 for 2. To start her career as a 2-year-old.
I know.
So
I watched her she was trained by Mike Hushin. I actually sat in the box with Mike Hushin for about 10 minutes before she made her debut here at Belmont. And never at any point in the discussion did I say to him, hey, how's your horse here? Because who cares? I asked Christophe Clement about a horse of his I'd picked already in tomorrow's card at first her. And he went, she's okay. So that's why I don't ask, because you get those kind of ridiculous answers. What's the point? No, I don't blame them. I don't blame
I took
trainers.
the 2 Curlins.
But
That's what I
she was
did.
very impressive first 2 starts. She won quite easily. This horse was entered in Saratoga. I don't know. Maybe Chad was waiting for more distance for this horse. $925,000, an awful lot of money. We'll see. We'll see. And Emile Fuel is the first fall from a dam. The second dam of Emile Fuel is?
I don't have anything for you. Should I know this? I obviously should know this. One of my pets?
No. It's Honest Lady.
Okay.
We'll see what happens. I found the third race to be somewhat wide open, but
Yeah.
there are horses that ran okay in there. Race number 4, we'll take a look at Stone Tornado. I don't love this horse. I think she's had pretty good trips in her races. Having said that, I just think she's better than this field.
She could be. She could very well be. Sprinted first time going to 7. This race was incrementally better. Yeah, she might just be better than these horses. I put her second. I want to take one shot against her, but she's a very logical winner in here.
Yeah, I just think that she's running against better fields. Good trip last time or not a winning type. I don't really like your horse. We'll take a look at Tuned winning at Keeneland last time. You can talk about her.
We haven't seen her now for almost a year. And at Keeneland, she broke from the inside off an April to October layoff, so just about 6-month break, and she exploded through the lane. Now she got a lot of help up front. They went 46 and some change, but she's running here. She's running by horses, and she passed almost all of them. I liked her debut.
What are the other horses doing? They're running too, aren't they?
Yeah, but she's
running a little
doing,
faster.
It's not like they're backing up.
Did you look
to her.
up the field she ran against, Anthony?
It was not a very good field.
Yeah, I really think you should take a deeper look at this horse's field. This was not a mediocre field. This was a horrifically bad field. The third horse is a $16,000 claimer. I don't like this horse at all. I don't like this horse. I got her 4th by default because I don't like anybody else. Graham Motion, 250-day plus layoffs and turf routes. He's 9 for 70, 13%. The ROI's all right, but you're not going to be getting 8-1 on this horse, 7-1. It's 2 for 13 off wins. I don't know, man. Gets lucky with a fast pace against a bad field, comes back a year later. And other than Stone Tornado, though, I will say, she's not meeting that much.
Well, that's what
Traipsing?
it is. I mean, I don't.
She didn't run that badly two back. That race kind of collapsed.
Left her in last time.
He actually thought she'd run well in the dirt. He told me. That's what you get for having. I didn't actually ask. He offered that information. That was helpful. She ran a big race.
I guess. I mean,
to me, the interesting horse in here is Espresso Shot. Her first turf race is just fine. She actually ran okay at 5.5 furlongs. She ran 3rd. She is the controlling speed in here. If Manny Franco doesn't have her 2 lengths in front of this field, then something's wrong. Just go to the front with Espresso Shot today and hope for the best. It is not, you look at her next turf race, she ran in that Jessamine against Concrete Rose and had a little trouble early in the race from an outside post. What chance did she have in that race? She's not a bad horse, and there are no killers in here. I think Espresso Shot is a very sneaky horse in this race.
Philly that finished 3rd in that just won her the 3 of the N yesterday.
Yes, quite easily, as a matter of fact. I just think that there's not much going on in this race.
There's not much going on.
She's supposed to be in front. It's a big rider change to Manny Franco, in my opinion. Manny's just supposed to put her on the lead and hope for the best. Maybe we know she can handle the grass. She ran well in her turf
based
debut.
on her first race.
So I don't think that she's totally ridiculous in this race because other than Stone Tornado is not that good. Who in here got Simplicity? She ran a horrible field where 5 horses were across the track. I mean, some horses have come in that race run okay. Some have come out and run horrendously, though. We'll see. Race number 5. I thought race number 5 was really tough.
Another head scratcher, right?
Well, the horse to beat is Pivotal Run, who draws favorably towards the outside here. And I will say with Pivotal Run, I'm not blaming Kendrick. Kendrick seemed to make a winning move, but I think in retrospect, maybe he moved a little soon, but not really, because he did bury the rest of the field. It just happened the Barkley Tag horse just ran his eyeballs out in this race. So I don't really think Kendrick did anything wrong. I mean, this horse broke a length slow, saved ground the first turn, angled wide in the second turn, and just lost to a horse that ran incredibly. Look at that, the winner. Speaking by the way, running.
This horse
was wildebeest.
The winner that day was just like he was shot out of a cannon.
I have no knock on this horse. The only thing I'll say about him is he and Arrowheart both had the pace to their advantage. And that was a really wicked pace, a contracted duel. That race really worked in his favor. So that I don't like, but I still don't argue he's the horse to beat.
No, I think it's nearly impossible to argue that off that effort he's the horse to beat.
Yeah. You, on the other hand, are trying Wicked Easy.
This is the second time for a horse that pretty much has dirt pedigree. Christophe Clement's running this horse back on the turf again. Sprinted first time out up at Saratoga, going the 5.5 opening weekend, and then now comes back to gets a break and goes a flat mile again back to the turf.
Well, maybe he's shown him in the morning he can't handle it.
Maybe he can't handle the dirt.
Because he stinks in the turf based on his first race.
Maybe he's not much. Maybe he needed the first race and he's going along. And I know what you're going to say. It was at a time where Clement and Rosario couldn't do any wrong and this horse didn't run well at all.
No, I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say this horse ran
the
terribly.
Royal Bay.
No, this horse ran terribly. Stretching out maidens in the turf, Christophe is 20%. Second time stars, he's 5 for 31, $1.36 ROI. 2-year-olds, he's 2 for 14. I listen, good luck to you. This was one of the few horses in the race that didn't concern me at all once I watched the replay. This horse was terrible first time.
He didn't do any. I know he didn't do any running, but the fact that they're putting him back on the turf is just. And he's off to a good. And Christophe's off to a good start here at Belmont again. So.
But doesn't mean this horse. So when he was off to a good start at Saratoga, this horse didn't do any running because he probably doesn't have much ability.
I thought 4 or 5 of them could win here, and
The stretch outs, I think True Lane was probably the interesting one on the rail. The problem is that Graham Motion's got those terrible numbers stretching out his maidens overall. I thought. Coolin?
Yeah.
Okay. What about I'm Blaming You, who I probably pronounced his name right. I don't know.
You
I think
just say I'm blaming you.
Looks like he ran more than he did on paper, but, that race, we'll see. He was a little bit wide in there, 3 wide. He'd break a step slow. He's taken back in the race. I didn't think it was impossible, but I kind of preferred others. You're not going to go back to your tip horse, Hurtgen Forest?
put him third.
Did make a little run late in the stages, believe it or not.
Blinkers
Late
go
is
on.
actually true.
Yep.
So I have to horse that won second time out here, 73-1 with Shannonewski. Beat
Usk.
that Shug horse that people kept betting back off the trip in the race with Joe L.
That was the last race.
I like Mass
That was Greg's
Greg made
score,
a big
right?
score.
Yeah.
I like Mass Marauder. I'm doing something I normally wouldn't do, which is betting a horse off of a dirt fig. But I think this horse ran well in the dirt, and I thought it was interesting at Rob Atras. When I first looked, I said, why would Rob run this horse in the turf second time out after he ran well in the dirt? So it says to me, horse showed himself in the morning. He's a Palace Malice, a half to a turf runner, 1 turf winner. 2 of them ran Beyer figures in the 70s. So there's a real possibility this horse will improve in the turf. And I think if Mass Marauder improves in the turf, I think it could be very tough in here. So I'm going to mostly lean on 3 and 10.
Open.
I'm going to use the 12, Richard Lugovich. Damn one on the turf. It's a Frost Giant. That's the only problem. But 100 to 1. Should we take a break?
Sure.
Take a break.
Pick 5.
What was that? It's like a wasp or something. I think that buzzed right by my ear. We'll be right back.
For almost 150 years, the Saratoga name has been synonymous with the finest quality, sustainably sourced spring water available anywhere. Saratoga carries on the rich tradition of its forefathers by crafting each stunning blue glass bottle with the same attention to detail and care that has been its hallmark for generations. Visit SaratogaSpringwater.com today or ask for us by name at your local market or restaurant. Saratoga Spring Water. Make every day exquisite.
Welcome back to Talking Horses. He is the Big A, Anthony Stabile. I am not. What horse was Steve referring to? Mille Foy.
The mod horse in the third race.
It's Mille Foy.
That's not what I had from my website, but okay. I'm going to go with my website.
I'm going to go with Steve Chris.
I'm going to go with my website.
Okay. Good luck to you there. Race
I'm going to go with the website that every announcer in America and the world uses.
I'm going to go with Steve Chris.
Okay.
Good luck there, though.
Good luck
Race
to- good
number
luck to you.
6. Take a look at the race that a bunch of them come out of. Kitten's Romance, Checks and Balances, Valletta. I mean, Valletta probably ran the best race of anybody. She was wide the whole way. She was closing at the end. On the other hand, I think once you watch the race and you look at the chart, you realize that she was kind of closing at the end with a number of horses in there. The reason to like Valletta more than anything is that claimed by Danny Gargan, who has superior numbers off the claim on a turf. He's over 30% overall. He's almost 40% with routers, with maiden routers, as you'll see with this number. It's got huge stats. So I thought this was kind of the worst to beat and kind of an open race, though. I thought it was a very tricky race.
This race hurt my head. This race hurt my head more so than probably any race this weekend. There's another race tomorrow. I can't remember which number it was. That drove me nuts too. But this race really gave me some fits. And when you start, for a guy like me who plays a lot of multi-race wagers, to have to go 5 deep, and I got news for you.
Why hot button?
I can go 5 deep in here and still not feel comfortable. Just kind of chased Kemba around there first time out.
Okay. So what? Think Kemba's good?
I think this horse will.
They were walking on the front end.
I'm very well aware. I'm just hoping this horse improves a little bit second time out.
Well, it's dropping, but I guess. I guess. Figures comparable. I didn't like this horse, but okay. Okay.
Yeah. I'm using like 5 or 6 in here, really.
I like the 5, Candy Flower, for Graham Motion, dropping down, maiden special, maiden claimer. Graham's numbers are sort of moderate. He's 23% with a drop on the turf, maiden special, maiden claimer. But I thought if you look at this horse, last time out, horses involved in the pace. The speed finished 10th in there. Had run a 52 buyer, ran a 38 buyer. So I think it's reasonable to say that the pace took a toll. This horse clearly improved from the first turf start last year here at Belmont. Got the prep, drops. I'm going to use mostly 2s and 5s. I guess checks and balance can win for Linda Rice. But honestly, and I thought maybe Irad got a little bit lost last time out in a horse that could have won. This horse isn't that good. I get why Linda claimed the horse for $40,000. You get a Glen Eagles for $40,000. But this horse just isn't very good. But she can win. But I don't need her as a favorite.
Yeah, I had a tough time with this race. Really tough time.
There's a lot going on in this race. I agree. There are a lot of horses that can win. What happened to Kitten's Romance? Ran so well 2 back. It was a pace that held together. The squeeze really didn't matter. This horse was finished when it got squeezed. And as much as I like David Duggan, claiming this horse from Wesley Ward, I don't know, an outside post, blinkers on, tough post on this course. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought Valletta, too. I thought Javier should be aggressive with Valletta. I'm not sure why they could raid the horse last time. This horse does have speed. Thought maybe Danny claiming the horse would get the speed back into Valletta as well.
Perhaps.
And I thought of an aggressive ride, she could be in front. If not, Manny Franco should be aggressive with Candy Flower.
Reaches out for Castellano, too. Danny doesn't use him much. According to the DRF, last 2019, 2020, just 3 mounts. 3 mounts.
Race number 7 is a very, very hard race. Now, obviously, Hidden Scroll can win. We'll show you Hidden Scroll's last win, and this was when he faced allowance horses. Having said that, there is a big difference between the allowance field he met at Gulfstream that day and this stakes-type allowance field he's meeting today. The question is, what is John Velasquez going to do with Hidden Scroll with Tribeca in the race?
He almost has to sit off of him, doesn't he?
Well, he can get in a duel with him, but that would be a problem.
I can't imagine he's going to duel with him. I can't imagine Johnny's here to do.
No, I don't
this
agree. But aren't you
it,
worried
right?
that he's a horse that isn't his best game when he stalks?
I think he's got to let Tribeca go. I think he has to.
Aren't you worried if Tribeca gets loose, he's going to win? I couldn't find enough.
Not really.
Really? Really? Not pretty good. He was gifted the lead 2 back in a race full of speed. I'm not sure the rail was the best place to be last time. I tried to determine it. I couldn't really. If somebody has a strong opinion of the rail, feel free to share it with me. I thought it was probably okay. It seemed like a number of horses did okay with inside speed, so I don't think the rail did him in that race.
I think what you said about Hidden Scroll and his allowance race, the same could be said for Tribeca, that he's facing a tougher field.
Well, he beat Mount Travers. He's going to be one of the favorites.
But he, like you said, he was gifted the lead in the race where it looked like there were a couple of horses.
But he may get the lead here, too. There's
but he's going to have better horses.
He's
going to have a horse like Hidden Scroll.
Well, in theory, except we don't. Do you really listen? Even I'm starting to not trust Hidden Scroll.
I third. I was a little surprised.
Where do you think I put him on top?
I thought second. I
think Linda's very dangerous in this race. Mount Travers was badly compromised. In fact, we'll look at the race. Pete's play call, Mount Travers, big engine. I want to say a couple things about this race. One is they were all compromised by the fact that Pete's play call is allowed to absolutely walk in the lead. Obviously, that's not going to happen unless Tribeca falls in his head, and even if he does, Hidden Scroll's got to fall in his head too. So I don't see that happening, and I know he came back gamely, but it was really about the pace. I also don't know that being inside was the best thing to do. See, big engine's the one. I'm not blaming Jose Lezcano. He had no real choice in here. He actually broke very well, but they let him get away from him, and he just kind of got shuffled. I felt like Big Engine, a horse I liked last time off his win, and I know he was moving up off the win, but I feel like he's one of those horses that spun his wheels chasing on the inside last time. He's going to be a very big price today as opposed to the 7-2 he was last time. And if I liked him last time, I'm supposed to give him one more chance today. So I'm going to use he and the Linda horses as my main two horses. I don't trust Tribeca like you. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I disagree with you. I think this field might be better. And I think the Hidden Scroll's going to have to try him at least at some point, like over there, you know. So I don't know that he's going to get away with, even if he lets him go. I thought you'd see at least an honest pace near, and Pete's play call has to go at some point.
That was the other thing, right? Pete's play call. We're talking about Tribeca and we're talking about Hidden Scroll, but doesn't Pete's play call have to have a little say in the matter early on here?
Well, he's not as fast as those horses, so no. It's not like he's going to be hounding them. He doesn't have that kind of speed. I mean, he gets outrun in races that have really fast paces. So, no, he's not going to be forcing it. He's going to be sitting third. Joel may make a move at the 5/16 pole, but he's not going to be in contention unless they're crawling, and that's not going to happen. Kendrick's not going to let Tribeca crawl. He's not that kind of horse. You want to use his speed. Kendrick knows that. What about He Loves a Fight? I mean, he's sort of a logical horse. I think the race is going to come apart. He was probably close to the pace, and he's most comfortable with last time. And I also felt that last time he got hurt when he had to dive down the rail late. The rail wasn't the place to be. Not that hurt his chances. He can win here. I don't know how he found his form. He was running in $10,000 claiming races for Michelle Nevin after a number of sharp trainers had him. But since the notice got him, he's gotten back to as good, if not better, than he was in his best for my cushion.
I'll be honest with you. When they announced that Volatile was out on Monday, I was surprised to not see him in the Vosberg.
They made a good choice.
I'm just saying. I was a little surprised. I was a little surprised. Yeah, you know, if they hook, if Hidden Scroll and Tribeca can't stay out of each other's way, I want horses like He Loves a Fight who's going to come running. I think you make a good points with Big Engine. What about Celtic Chaos? I know he'd really need to find his old form.
To run fifth here?
And he has races that win this race.
No, he doesn't.
Sure he does.
A long time ago. Okay, you like him. I don't. I didn't see him at all. But okay.
He's going to be a big price.
Tribeca was. My friend Steve feels like the rail was dead that day at Monmouth. And if you feel it was, and I respect Steve's opinion, then Tribeca's chances improved greatly. I don't think Celtic Chaos is anywhere near good enough to win this race. You're forgetting that he won his last race. I don't want to be overly dismissive because the favorite completely failed to show up and build a super scratch.
He's going to be
that was really a 25
He's going to be a big price.
So what?
He's going to be a big price.
And he should be. And he should. Okay, listen, good luck. I don't like him, but okay.
You want to lunch 3s versus 2s?
Yes. Oh, I made a mistake with lunches. You're not getting paid for the last one because my horse broke the gate, and we have had let each other off on rings. But actually, I'm wrong. It's 53 lunches, not 58.
Oh, the
you
title.
You won the 5 lunches on the IRS.
Yes, the title.
So I apologize
Correct.
on that. Yes, I realized that last night. I meant to tell you that. Okay, 2 over 3 for 1 lunch.
Yep.
Okay, 54. Race number 8. It's a good running, the Noble Damsel. I like this race. This race has come up strong. Chad Brown's looking to win his 5th straight. Christophe Clement is looking to win his 6th
overall
in total.
Wow.
We'll start out by looking at the Sweet By and By and blowout race, and I'll be honest with you, I think they're the 2 horses you want in this race. I thought they were the best 2 horses in here. Sweet By and By is an honest horse, always runs well. It's a good ride by Jose, sticking close. But I feel like Blowout, now that she has a race under her belt, she has that nice win, the Pebbles last year, wiring the field. I think John Velasquez goes to the lead with Blowout today, and today I think she wires. But I believe these are the 2 best horses in the race.
Okay. I believe that I don't like Sweet By and By out of the race because Sweet By and By kind of got the trip off
why
of
is
the
she
horse,
going to get a different trip
off
today?
of the horse that needed.
Why is she getting a different
Well,
trip
she's
today?
going to get a different trip, but she's catching a tougher field.
So
She's catching a much tougher field, and she's getting.
Okay, you don't like either of these horses. That's fine. I don't agree with you at all, but that's fine. You don't like the horses out of that race.
I don't
give me
love
you
the
like
horses out of that race,
Okay,
but
that's
I think Blowout is a much better horse than Sweet By and By, despite the fact
based on
that Sweet
what?
By and By beat her.
Based on
and
what?
now that now that she has the race under her belt.
Based on what? There's nothing in their PPs that suggests that Blowout's a better horse.
Well, what has Blowout done wrong in her career?
I
mean, the other filly's okay.
Anthony, what has a
The other
horse
filly's
done
a little
wrong
cheaper.
is
The other filly's a
trainer
little-
speak.
the other
What has
filly's
she
a little
done? What has
cheaper,
she
isn't she?
done that suggests that she's so much better than Sweet By and By? Don't give me what have she done wrong. That's trainer speak.
I mean, she's kept some really good company.
I'm not knocking Blowout.
Yeah.
But
I just think she's a better
Anthony,
horse.
Take a little look at Sweet By and By's PPs while we put up the replay of Feel Glorious and Chaleur, because I don't think you looked at them that carefully if you don't think that she's run every bit as well, if not better, than Blowout throughout her career. Blowout may have a little more upside. I bet Feel Glorious this day. I liked her, and I think 1 mile on the Widener is absolutely perfect for her. She also got a tremendous ride from Junior to win a multi-race photo. I like her in here. I'm going to use my top 3 selections, but I feel like last time was the time. You got 1360. Now you're going to get a similar, if not shorter price against a tougher field. They're the 3 that I like, though. I think those are the 2 best races. See, I think they're better races than the De La Rose. You completely disagree with me. It's obvious.
I do. And I'm heavy leaning on Viadera today.
Good luck to you. Here's her last race. Why?
Other
than the fact you liked her last time.
A lot of times.
It's a good pick, by the way.
A lot of times when Chad Brown brings these horses over here or brings them back off layoffs, they find a little bit softer spots. Now, it was hard for him to find a spot for Viadera.
Are we having an issue or?
Because of the fact that she doesn't really have any allowance conditions. But what he does is he runs her in the Intercontinental against Newspaper of Record, Regal Glory, and Significant Form, all multiple stakes winners from his barn. She has a rail trip.
She needed a race.
She needed a race. She comes back, and she gets here what she wants. She gets the mile. She's 3 for 3 at the mile. She gets the trip from just off the pace. Joel gave her a fantastic ride, a well-timed ride.
Well, he also completely squashed Passing Out, who's down the inside. Let me ask you a question. Would you like Passing Out in this field?
I would not.
Okay.
But again, this is
But you like this horse, and you like North Sahara.
We talk about upside. Right, we talk about because I believe North Sahara is in the same boat.
You think Viadera has upside from that? You don't think that was the day to have her?
No, I think Viadera is going to be okay. I think Viadera is going to be a-okay here.
She beat North Sahara.
I'm well aware of what she did, but it was also her second start off of a long break. I think at the mile, at this middle distance, I think she's going to be a major
I have one piece
player.
of advice for you. I want you to take the start. Save $5 for socks.
See, to me,
I've got Viadera first. I won't fall out of my chair if she wins, but I'll be fairly surprised.
I like her a lot today.
Okay. Good luck.
I don't like her as much as I like her last time, but I like her a lot today.
We disagree about race number 8.
Fun race. We don't disagree about that.
I do agree with you on that.
That'll be a good renewal, especially with Chad looking for 5 in a row, and you said Christoph's looking for 6 overall. Shows you his longevity. He hasn't won the last 4, yet he still has 6 under his belt.
He's not even really that old. He's only like 70.
I said longevity. I believe he's 55.
I said, and he's not even that old. I thought he might even be younger than that.
50. I think. Well, he started.
Hey, he doesn't look a day over 65.
I think he started
too. This is really good.
He went on his own when he was 29, and he's been on his own now 27 years.
It is amazing how long he's been here. It is amazing, right?
That's my argument with the Hall of Fame, man. 2,000 races on this circuit mostly. Without a positive, without a medication positive.
I'm sorry, Anthony, but not getting a medication positive doesn't put you in the Hall of Fame. Nobody should get a medication positive.
But people do.
Okay,
and he hasn't, and he's won
on
2,000 races without them.
On the other hand, and listen, it's a credit to him, and I'm not saying it's not, and you know I have nothing but
if you don't think we've gotten to the point in this world, in this game, where you should be rewarded for doing things the right way?
No, hang on a second. So you think that we should criticize Graham Motion and Bill Mott because they had a random overage in a race?
No.
No, you do.
No, I don't.
You do.
No,
because you just say you did.
What I'm saying to you.
No, you did.
No, what I'm
you
saying
do think
is
we
this.
Should. Be careful.
With things like that, right? The Shug thing at Beltara Park. Things like you have to, what I'm talking about
well, we should criticize Shug too.
Listen.
Did they take him out of the Hall of Fame? Mott?
Do you know those aren't the guys I'm talking about?
Anthony, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole, but let's not start judging people's merits based on never getting a positive. When
because it was based on the fact that the guy won 2,100 races
very clear, clean, honest trainers have gotten them sort of randomly. I'm not saying it's to Christoph's credit. A lot of things are to his credit, but I don't think we're supposed to get into the positive thing.
I think in this day and age you need to, and the fact that he won 2,100 races.
I agree. Jason Service should not be in the Hall of Fame. I'm definitely with you on that. I'm definitely with you, and I think it's a great point in your part. Can we look at Funny Guy winning the Morrissey 2 starts back? I had a preposterous conversation with somebody on Twitter last night that said, Funny Guy, if he couldn't beat Timber last time, how is he going to beat him today? He also got badly steadied in his last race around the 3/8 pole, and it was a sloppy sealed track, and you can't really use that to compare going forward. He still ran fine, though not as well as True Timber. I thought Funny Guy was the worst to beat. I thought he's improved. He's in good form. I didn't think he ran badly last time. But was his race easy? Why are we supposed to worry about distance? I just think he's the worst to beat. Don't you think he's going to be favored?
Has to be favored, doesn't he?
Well, David's got Engaged favored. And I don't get Engaged at all. Maybe I'm wrong, but
Was Engage running in this before Volatile got hurt?
no. I agree with that. I just thought this was a logical
to
horse.
the
Wow,
back to
you've
the-
got him
to the
fourth.
Phoenix.
Got something against New York Breds?
Yeah, that's me. I have something against New York Brits. I don't know if I want this horse going 6 furlongs. And I know you don't care about that.
You're right, I don't. He won at 6.5 furlongs. He won at 6.5 furlongs. He was eased up, winning at 7, 2 back.
He beat Beachfront.
I know. Listen, listen.
Blind
You
Willie
know who I really
McHale
don't want
and
at 6
Thorny
furlongs?
Tail.
Ghoul. I think that Funny Guy's the horse to beat. You don't agree. That's
I don't
fine.
agree.
That's fine. You think this horse is the right horse, Frenzy Fire.
I do.
Here he is beating up on. Oh, horse who scratched, Stan the Man.
Yeah, Stand the Man. Stand the Man came out of here.
Do you like Stan the Man here? I had him 6th.
So Forensic Fire is getting back to arguably his favorite racetrack. Beautiful Belmont Park.
He's won 7 times outside of Belmont Park, and apparently everybody thinks that he loves Belmont Park. 7 of his wins. He's 7 for 21 outside of Belmont and 4 for 7 at Belmont. But apparently you think that Belmont is his favorite.
Well, his 2 off-the-board performances came in the Carter and the Slop and in the Met Mile at Belmont Park.
Okay,
he's 4 for 5 with the second.
Yeah, and he was in the right spots. Oh, you think that big win in the Dwyer for a trainer who's currently being investigated for using performance
So if
enhancing
you're going to
drugs?
bring
is
that up,
one
I'm
you
going to bring
wanna
up the fact that he beat the 2-year-old champ in the Champagne.
when he was trained by a trainer who is currently not allowed to
Okay,
train because he's been arrested by the feds for being in.
And this is an argument I made. This
drugs.
is an argument I made that I feel like Kelly Breen and John Atfield kind of
They haven't got him back to those races, though.
The wet track.
But they haven't
is
got him
not
back to those races, the good races.
Okay, but let me ask you a question. If he runs either of his fast track races from this year, the win in the True North.
Oh, he can win. He can win. No, I don't disagree with that. Do you think he's going to be 7-2?
I don't know how they're going to bet this race.
Yeah, neither do I.
Besides
I agree
the fact
with that. I agree
that
with that.
Funny Guy's going to, I feel like you, the Funny Guy, will be favored in here.
Would you be shocked if Forensic Fire was favored?
I would be shocked if Forensic
Really?
Fire
I
were
would.
favored at this point.
Because I think a lot of people hold that opinion, which I don't agree with, but a lot of people agree with you that he's some sort of Belmont Park freak. I don't. He ran, the best figure he ran was at Saratoga. The 99 buyer figure he ran 2 backs at Saratoga. In that race, the race dynamics weren't even in his favor.
No.
So I don't see there's any evidence that he's better at
And
Belmont
that's
Park
the other
somewhere else.
question here is, who's going? Is it True Timber's
Well,
lead?
True Timber's going.
Well, what are you going to do with Share the Ride?
Well, I think you'll be
race?
stalking. 22-2 at Monmouth? That's like about 28 here. Niatross might have been ahead of him. I'm not sure you do. I'm not sure you do. No, I'm not sure you do.
I'm not talking about the fractions. What I'm talking about is they changed tactics last time.
One of the reasons, Anthony, that
I'm not
you get
worried
in
about-
trouble
Andy,
with these bets is
I'm
you
not
try
in-
to make horses
I'm
fast.
not worried about the
Kendrick is
fractions.
going with True Timber. You want to compare the pace that True Timber was
No,
setting
I
last
mean,
time?
he was in a killer pace last
Now,
time.
I'm not
got
saying
it.
that I think Share the Ride won't be sitting second here. I agree with you completely. I think that's very likely, but I think True Timber is going to be in front. Do I like True Timber a lot here? No, I don't. The thing is, I don't trust Funny Guy totally either. I'm teasing with the 6 furlongs. He might be a little better going a little bit longer. He was going to run in the Kelso. I don't really love Forensic Fire, though he can win. I don't like Engage, who we'll get to. Share the Ride ran last time. He's going to come back in 2 weeks
Share the Ride
and
ran
run that here.
last
He
time.
ran. He scares me a little bit. I'll be honest with you.
For a barn.
There's no horse in this race I'm going to fall to my chair if they win.
For a barn, that when those horses get rolling over there, in that Antonio Arriaga barn, they get rolling. And he's running his horse back quick, I think, for a reason.
I don't think he has great numbers off wins, but anyway. Having said that, yeah, it's a small field in a grade 2. He's taking a shot. I respect him for doing it, as opposed to so many people that leave their horses in the barn.
I wouldn't be surprised if anybody won
Yeah,
the race.
I'm going to take True Timber because he'll be a fair enough price. And he can wire the field and not throw the others. And I particularly don't like Engage. We'll take a look at Engage, winning 2 back to Phoenix. I don't think this Phoenix. I know he beat Whitmore. I get it, but the race fell in his lap. I don't know. The big fig he ran was up in the Breeders' Cup Sprint. Did he really do any running that day? Or was he just kind of picking up pieces when the race was over? It's almost like a turf race. I've never liked this horse.
But I'll tell you what, this was a good effort. This race in the Phoenix was a good effort.
It was? Being Lexingtonian?
I think the other problem with him, the
You say beat
slight
Whitmore,
problem
but
with him
Lexingtonian
is,
was right there, Anthony.
yeah, the other problem with this horse is, his form kind of tells a story that he needs one.
Well, Steve Asmussen.
Or he runs better.
250-plus day layoffs in dirt sprints. He's 12 for 94, 13% with a $1.27 ROI.
And this horse in particular, and Steve was only
and he was
going to
run volatile, as you
right.
said.
And Steve's never run this horse off a layoff. Chad ran this horse off the layoff last year. Chad Brown did, and then Steve took training him. So he's never even gotten to run this horse off the layoff. And now you take those stats and you combine it with the fact that this horse looks like he benefits from a race under his belt.
I don't want this horse. Here's Share the Ride's last race, quickly, before we close things out in the last race. I mean, I know we touched on this. I got to tell you something. I wouldn't bet this horse, but he ran last time. He's got to now do it against the big boys. Big difference between what he ran against last time, and he set a very, very slow pace last time.
It's night and day. It's completely night
ran.
and day. Yeah, it's night and day. But, you know, this horse has 2 races on the dirt since Arriaga claimed this horse. He ran a 95 and 104, and he went back, you know, back in the day, 2 years ago, this horse had some speed. He went right to the lead last time, and maybe it woke him up a little bit. Yeah, this is a good claim. This horse is, he's paid for himself already.
That's clear.
Yeah.
Make a great point. Last race, what are you doing in here? Oh, wait. You didn't really pick Allied Invasion in here.
I did.
Do you have some sort of debt with Christophe Clement?
No.
You want to get clean
You think
on?
he would ever loan me money?
No, I don't mean a money
Oh.
debt. Some sort of, like, you've got to, like...
You made fun of me for liking this horse last time.
This horse was the luckiest winner of the entire meeting at Saratoga. I mean, he was like 7th best in that race, and he won the race, and now he's running against actual thoroughbreds. He's 5-1 morning line. He should be 55-1.
You know, I don't think I've ever picked the best horse, according to Andy.
No, anybody that thinks if you think this horse was best last time, no. If you do, then you need to go to Trip Handicapping 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 201, and then through all the others. Give me a break.
I left 6 horses open in this race.
He shouldn't have been one of them.
I'm not going to tell you that part of the reason I didn't put this horse on top was for that.
He's ridiculous in here. This horse wins this race, I feel like quitting the game.
So I lost 2 of my top 4 picks.
Wait a second, you've got Hypnotist second?
I lost 2 of my top 4. I almost put Hypnotist on.
He just won a $10,000 main. Okay, Anthony, seriously, you misnumbered this race, right?
No.
You were taking psychedelic drugs.
I don't like these horses that we've seen a lot of.
I don't like the ones that you haven't seen. Okay, all right. I like the 11 Barley one. I'm going to use the number 3. Shooting the Breeze, who finally meets an easier field, and that turf had a lot of give last time and a little Albie. I'm going to go logical. Anthony was at a dead show when he was handicapping this race.
I've never been to a dead show.
I'm not so sure you haven't. You might have forgotten. Anyhow.
Oh, yeah.
Let me ask you a question. What do you think the 8-9 exacta box, the Quinella, should be here?
The
More
queue?
or less than 1,000.
I'm betting a queue?
Well, I'm just saying, like the box, whatever. If there was still a Vegas queue, they should offer you 1,000 to 1 on that result.
Oh, Andy. We got to do this again tomorrow? One more day?
Tomorrow? It's like Groundhog Day.
One more day.
Saratoga Water. We're very happy with our sponsors at Saratoga Water. You got the big bottles. You wanted the big bottles all summer, didn't you?
Look at how beautiful
I have some in my apartment. I always have Saratoga Waters in my apartment.
Now I do too.
All right. Head over to Naira Bets if you're not a member. Think of all the fun you just had.
I don't know how you're not a member, but whatevs.
I can give the speech, you know. You want to keep money in racing. Racing cannot afford to have money funneled out of it. You want to bet with an ADW like Naira Bets that the money goes back to racing. Oh, Mick's got a nice shirt on. I think he looks good, actually, today. I'm looking at the feed for the show. Anyhow, stay with Naira Bets. Support racing in New York. We'll match you with $200 your initial deposit. Promo code something 200. Match 200, I think. Win bet bonus. Okay. That one's gone there. There it is. 25 or more to win the Noble Dancel. Don't bet Anthony's horse. Give yourself a chance. You could bet. Just don't bet Allied Invasion. Earn a $20 bonus. That's the app only. You know that?
Allied Invasion's not running in the Noble Damsel, Andy. I do know it's the app only.
Give him just as much chance as the Noble Damsel they do
I'll
in the last race.
I'll be getting involved in this heavily today.
Yeah, this is a good one.
I wish
the
Allied
races will be on
Invasion was
America's
in
Day
here.
at the races.
No Allied Invasion in here either.
What do you think Frank Langton's doing here? I don't know. I don't trust him, though. Do you?
I do like his American flag bandana.
He looks good. He's looking sharp. Anyhow, they'll all be on races 7, 8, 9 here, 8 and 9 at Churchill. The Ack is a war. I like the horse on the outside, Everfast. Who do you like in the?
I like. I'm using 6, but I'm using Everfast. I like Eben a little bit coming on with the 3-race win streak.
All right. It's been a pleasure. Should we do this again tomorrow?
Same bat time, same bat channel.
All right. I would say the voice of New York racing, but
That
you're
would be
stuck with this
incorrect.
guy giving the changes. He'll be back in just a moment. The man, Anthony Stabile, with the reprise, the scratches and changes.